something that I'll share. Some of the first things that I'll share in terms of, and I've covered some of this stuff in my radio test and some of the previous vlogs a little bit, but it's something that I kind of want to emphasize a bit more in this vlog number 12. I had to think about that. Let's see. Hold on. Wait. 10, 11, 12. No, this is number 13. And I think I forgot to do it. I might have forgot to do a timestamp on my last one. It was much shorter than whatever, but today is going to be Sunday, 11:43 Pacific Standard Time on the 10th of November. And I wanted to talk about something that was more personal for me and emphasize and elaborate more on my growing up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm a Minnesota boy, born and raised, love it. I think maybe about a fourth generation. My mom's here, her father, maybe second, third, fourth. I'm not sure, but she's from a small town in the I think it's the western, like northwestern part of Minnesota. She grew up born in the 50s, so she's a boomer, and she's had a lot of struggles. I think growing up through the ages and the years, she had back then they didn't have an autism spectrum or a lot of what is recognized today in terms of some mental impairments. She was abused. She had gone through a lot in terms of that, which, I mean, everything you can think of that can happen in a small town. And if you're familiar with, some of that small town living, then you know. But yeah, that's where she came from. And she had me. She's white. I'm biracial. And, I didn't pick it. I said, I love my mom. She's the most important person in the world. And so, along with that, my memories of growing up in Minneapolis were great. Not always. I mean, there's some good and some bad, but my fondest memories, I think growing up for me was kind of entertainment, because I was an introvert. I was a bit of a shut-in. I was terrible at making friends, mostly probably because I had a lot of the issues that I already had, and on top of it, my mom, she tried to do the best that she could do for us. I mean, we were on welfare. We were on Section 8. We didn't have a lot of anything. My mom did work as a nurse, but she had a lot of problems that were a result of her growing up. So, not having a whole lot, there were a few things in terms of what we had that really I felt comfortable to engage in. And so for me, television, radio was a big part of that. Some people read, some people were readers. I was not a reader. I don't think that my brain, I still to this day don't think when it comes to reading, it is one of those things that's really easy for me to do. Mostly when I'm reading or anything like that, if there's not a lot of activity going on or whatever, or something that really, especially at that time. Now it's a little bit different, but when I was younger and developing, it was tough. And because I was a bit scatterbrained and insecure, and I really shut out of the rest of my environment, mostly because of that. So for me, TV and radio and entertainment and imagination were really my safeguards, my places of escape. So, as I've learned and developed and grown through a lot of those things, good and bad, that was my foundation as a human being. And, for all this and that, I loved being in Minnesota, and the experience I probably remember the most, obviously television, but obviously also more importantly, radio, which is the thing that I've still been inspired to this day. If you're paying attention to anything on this channel, is a part of who I am. So, yeah, let's see. That is the 5-minute mark. And I've said that I've tried to keep these between 5 and 10 minutes. Last time, I actually did it. But I also don't want to babble on and that sort of thing. But that was my experience growing up, telling you more about myself. The biggest... I'm trying to think of the biggest thing. I mean, it was TV shows. And probably somewhere along the lines here, if you've looked at some of my playlists, those are really just... I mean, I loved commercials. I probably love commercials a lot now. Back then, of course, than I did at the time. That's probably a lot of nostalgia speaking, but there were a lot of great memories, and I will definitely be sharing quite a bit about that as I go through and do these vlogs about growing up a little bit. I won't make every single vlog about that, but this is about me. This is about who I am and sharing that with you. And, like I said, I look forward to hearing other people's experiences. I mean, what fascinated you and became the thing that you loved? I like to hear about it. Like to see you write about it in the comments and do whatever you feel. So next time, I'm not looking to make any catchphrases or like Seacrest out or anything like that. I think, until next time, this is vlog number 13, and I will see you for vlog number 14 next. Take care.